choked the game away at the free throw line, and the fans are blaming Tyler Marsh. We got all the Sky fans crashing out. They crashing out blaming the coach because Angel Reese missed a free throw at the end of a game. Let's take a look at what's going on. We have Chicago Sky fans blaming Tyler Marsh.
Did Angel Reese just spark one of the biggest meltdowns in Chicago Sky history? That's the question fans have been asking after her late-game collapse against the Phoenix Mercury turned into a storm of finger-pointing, excuses, and even wild conspiracy theories. On paper, Reese had a monster stat line, 15 points and 20 rebounds. But when the game hung in the balance, everything came down to 2 free throws, and she missed them both. The Sky's chance to pull off an upset slipped away, the Mercury walked out with the win, and suddenly all eyes were on Reese. Fans who had celebrated her double-double were now stunned into silence, watching as the Bayou Barbie let the game slip away at the line. That moment didn't just cost Chicago the game. It opened the floodgates for one of the messiest blame games of the season. After the loss, the backlash hit fast. But surprisingly, much of it wasn't aimed directly at Angel Reese. Instead, fans turned their anger on the Sky's assistant coach, Tyler Marsh. Social media exploded with accusations.
Damn, Angel. Damn. Jag the game at the free throw line, man. It's a lot of controversy going on in Chicago. The Sky fans are blaming Tyler Marsh for Angel Reese losing the game at the free throw line and ruining the Chicago Sky's chances of really cutting the lead down to 1 and giving themselves a chance to keep playing and try to get an upset in Phoenix. Angel played a hell of a game, 15 points, 20 rebounds. We cannot poo-poo.
Posts claimed Marsh ruined the team's late-game rotations, that his play calling sabotaged Reese, and that Chicago never should have trusted him in crunch time. What started as frustration over 2 missed free throws spiraled into full-on coach scapegoating. Some fans even went as far as saying Reese was being set up to fail. Clips circulated claiming she wasn't being used properly, that the system itself was broken, and that she wasn't getting the right opportunities. The narrative shifted almost instantly. Instead of facing the heat for missing free throws, Reese's choke turned into a conspiracy that her coaches were to blame. But when the numbers started coming out, those defenses got a lot harder to sell. In the hours after the game, Reese's defenders flooded timelines with her stats. 15 points, 20 rebounds, another double-double. On paper, it looked like dominance. But when fans actually dug deeper, the numbers told a much different story. Since Reese entered the league, Chicago's record in games where she posts a double-double has been awful. Just 15 wins against 31 losses. Critics started calling her production empty stats, saying her rebounding numbers look great in the box score, but don't translate into wins on the court. That's when the comparisons kicked in. Because while Reese's double-doubles pile up with little impact, Caitlin Clark's numbers have been directly tied to wins, record ticket sales, and national TV ratings. Clark drops 30, arenas sell out, Reese drops 20 boards, and the Sky still lose. It was the harsh reality her fans didn't want to hear. Stats don't mean much if they don't change the scoreboard, and when excuses about numbers stopped working, supporters shifted to something else, claiming the coaches weren't even giving Reese a fair chance in the offense. When the numbers stopped backing her up, a new argument took over. Angel Reese wasn't being used properly. Supporters claimed Chicago's coaching staff refused to run enough pick and rolls for her, holding back her production and setting her up to fail. Viral stat charts started circulating online, showing just how few touches Reese got in pick and roll situations compared to other bigs in the league. Fans spun it as proof that the Sky were mismanaging their star rookie. Some even said it was sabotage, but critics fired right back. They argued Reese had plenty of chances. She just wasn't converting at a high level. The problem, they said, wasn't the play calling. It was her efficiency. The debate raged across social media. Was Reese being misused, or was she simply not ready for the role fans wanted her to have? And as that argument played out, her supporters came up with another defense, one that stretched beyond basketball into the world of numbers and hype. After the collapse, the conversation around Angel Reese went from excuses to flat-out inflated claims. Her most die-hard supporters began throwing out numbers that just didn't add up. Posts went viral claiming the Chicago Sky's viewership rivaled the NFL, that Reese's impact was bigger than Taylor Swift, and that the league's ratings were skyrocketing solely because of her. On the surface, it sounded impressive, But when analysts fact-checked the numbers, most of them turned out to be misleading. A lot of those attendance spikes came from free ticket giveaways. Many of the so-called historic ratings were cherry-picked from niche broadcasts. And while Reese did bring attention, the undeniable truth was that Caitlin Clark's games were driving the real numbers, from sold-out arenas to relocated venues and legitimate record-breaking TV audiences. For Reese, it was another tough comparison. Her camp leaned on hype, while Clark's impact kept showing up in hard data. But when the stat wars cooled down, her supporters found one last scapegoat: the officials. When the numbers and excuses stopped working, the blame shifted again. This time to the referees. Almost overnight, social media filled with posts claiming the league was out to get Angel Reese. Every foul called against her was framed as bias. Every non-call was spun as proof that the refs wanted her to fail. Hashtags about WNBA conspiracies even started trending. Her most loyal fans insisted the officials were protecting Caitlin Clark while targeting Reese. But to critics, it was just desperation. They argued that instead of owning the missed free throws or her struggles on the floor, Reese's camp was inventing villains to distract from the truth. By this point, the debate wasn't just about one game anymore. It had become a full-blown culture war, with Reese and Clark at the center of every headline, and that shadow, the constant comparison to Caitlin Clark, was the one debate her supporters couldn't escape. Its excuses and controversies was one undeniable reality. Angel Reese can't escape Caitlin Clark's shadow. Every time Clark steps on the floor, she delivers highlight plays, record-breaking numbers, and sold-out arenas. Every time Reese makes headlines, it's for missed free throws, inflated stats, or finger-pointing from her fans. The contrast couldn't be clearer. One is being crowned as the future of the league, the other is getting labeled as the face of excuses. And the longer this continues, the harsher those comparisons will become. Angel Reese is undeniably talented. Her rebounding dominance is real, and she has the potential to become an elite player.
Chicago Sky just got defeated by a pretty boring game, too, okay? Even though Angel Reese went off, okay, like she usually does. You know, she got her double-double. She got 20 points, 10 rebounds, I believe. You know, with her stats, it is impressive. But again, it's like we are on a decline. This whole team, the entire Chicago Sky, as an organization, as a franchise, is on a great decline, okay? And it's controversy. Of course, there's always some controversy surrounding this damn team. And I may make some controversial takes on this, but I believe like a lot of people would actually agree with what I got to say about injuries being a point guard, because I'm tired of it.
But talent alone won't silence critics. Excuses, conspiracies, and inflated hype only fuel the backlash. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark doesn't need spin. Her results speak for themselves. She wins games, moves tickets, and sets records that no amount of manufactured numbers can touch. So here's the question. Is Angel Reese unfairly targeted, or is she proving her critics right with every collapse? Drop your take in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because the drama in the WNBA is only getting bigger.